Hello and welcome to the short Vort on Parshas Vayeitze from Revii to Chamishi. In this week's Parsha we will try to connect Hakaras Tov in Revii to Thanksgiving, Hakaras Tov that we should have for America, for those of us listening who live there or benefit from it, and it's Medina of Chesed. But the obvious connection we could have before Revii would be that there's the thank you of Leah for having her fourth son and naming him Yehuda to give thanks to Hashem for giving her a portion above what would have been expected of 3 per each of Yaakov's 4 wives to make the 12 Shiftei Kat, the 12 tribes of Hashem. But if we go to Revii, it says in Perek Lamed Pasuk Chav Beis, Vayizkar Hashem es Rachel, Vayizkar Elokim es Rachel, and God remembered Rachel, and then in the next pasuk Chav Gimel, so it says Vatahar and Vateled Bein Vatomer Asaf Elokim Eschepasi, that she names him Yosef, and one of the reasons is because God has removed the disgrace they experienced. So Rashi explains that first the disgrace is being an akara, the embarrassment of not having children, and then Rashi brings down the Medrash Agada that says that when a woman has a child, then she has the benefit of, she is able to blame things that happen. If a lamp is destroyed or something, knocked over, she can tell her husband, oh, that's your son who did it, and that would diffuse any situation. So it seems a little bit strange if you think about it. What's the connection there? Why is the thank you there? So Rav Gedalia Shor and the Elena Shabbat bring down that this is an important lesson of Hakaras Tov, of Thanksgiving, that even if something will make a relationship of shalom bias between a husband and wife even better, even a little bit, that is something to be appreciative of, and that is why Rachel is appreciative and says Asaf Liyaskapasi and names him Yosef. Now, while we're on the topic of Rachel, so in the Sefer Lekach Tov, it talks about how when various of our ancestors prayed to Hashem on behalf of the Bnei Yisrael, it was Rachel who was answered, and the reason she was answered is because she avoided the potential shame of her sister Leah from being embarrassed when it be recognized that Lavan tried to trick Yaakov to marry the older daughter instead of Rachel, and she gave different codes, and she even spoke from under the meat on the wedding night, so that Yaakov would not realize that he had been fooled. And when doing this, to avoid her sister's shame, she actually risked the fact that she would not marry Yaakov. She'd end up marrying Esav, and she would not even be a mother of the Shiftei Kat that would come from her sister. And yet she did this on her behalf, and that's how she was able to appease Hashem. Said, I'm Basar V'Dam, I'm a human, and I was protective of my sister's embarrassment. Why are you jealous of false gods? And therefore Hashem was able to be merachim, have mercy on the Bnei Yisrael. And perhaps this is the exact reason, since she was in fact an akara, she wasn't able to have children by nature, then it was within the merit of her doing this action that she actually became the Shiftei Kat. So this is a kind of a turnaround on it. And to give a similar situation, there's a story brought down about the Reb Chizkiyahu Medini, who wrote the Sedei Chemed, that how he became to write so many Sfarim and to be so successful in his learning. And he said, when I was younger, I actually didn't have that many abilities. There were so many other people in the yeshiva who had more wisdom, more ability than I had. And one thing I did is I had a lot of hasmada. I was constantly in the base medicine learning, and one time there was someone another bacher, or another member of the kollel, who was jealous of me, and he paid the Arab cleaning lady to make allegations that I would often approach her and make unseemly advances in the base medrash, and a big embarrassment went out, a big chil Hashem, and he was people thought that he was guilty, and they believed her accusations, and it was very difficult for him. But the cleaning lady, she did lose her job, and a few months later, when she had no money, she came back to him and she said, "Look, you're really a righteous person. These are all false accusations. I want to recant. Someone paid me to do it. He was jealous, and while he was happy to be found innocent now, and people would restore his reputation, he realized at that point that he didn't want to create another Chil Hashem by letting word get out that another yeshiva bacher, another kol person, made such accusations and acted this way. So he said, okay, I will help you on condition that you do not disclose that what this other person tried to do. I will try to help you get her job. And at that moment, he says, once I made that requirement, all of a sudden I could feel the brain power change, and I was successful in a different level. My abilities grew, all because he was careful about the shame of someone else. So I think this goes together with thanksgiving to Hashem, and through the United States, this blessed Medina that we have to have. And when you appreciate all that Hashem has given to us, we will not be required to go and put other people down and shame them or absorb their shame, and you will act in the proper derech. So thank you very much for listening. Have a wonderful day and a wonderful Shabbos.